To all my uni students, my medical students, I see you, I see your dedication, I see your hard work, I see your perseverance, and I'm rooting for you every step of the way. If you're in your year one, year two, three, or four in the university, or you're in your first year medical school, second, third, or fourth year, or probably you're an aspiring medical student or you are yet to gain admission into the university, make sure you watch till the end and share with your friends. Let's get real for 1 second. If you're studying a medical course, or probably you are wanting to study a medical course, be it medicine, MLS, nursing, pharmacy, physiotherapy, radiography, or any medical course, because someone talked you into it, or probably your parents, your friends, your family, then you need to reevaluate. Hi, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time seeing my face, you're most welcome, and please do not forget to hit the subscribe button before you leave. And to my returning subscribers, mwah, thank you for always coming back to watch my videos. My name is Deborah Ayodele, a graduate of medical laboratory science, and I'm currently interning at a hospital. As someone who has been in your shoes, I'm just here to share with you tips and strategies that actually helped me balance medical school and my social life. And I'm not just talking about theory, I'm talking about practical advice that worked for me and I believe will also work for you. So if you're looking for real talks and guidance from someone who's been there, then you are in the right place. Without wasting much of our time, let's dive into it. So the number one point with me here is attend your classes. Yes, especially your first lecture of a particular course. Going to class might seem like an obvious thing to do, but it is actually very important to know the importance of attending your classes. By attending lectures, especially your first lecture of that course, you get to know what to expect from this course. You get to ask questions from the lecturer directly and he gives you answer in his own perspective. You will also have a better understanding in advance of that course, and attending lectures will help you narrow down the course you're going to do. It also helps you to know the subsequent classes you can skip and the ones you must not miss. And on the other hand, skipping classes, especially your first class, will make it difficult for you to catch up. Personally speaking, for myself, I really do not like missing my first lecture. I don't care, I don't mind missing like subsequent lecture from that course. But the very first lecture, the part where we get the introductory part of the course, I really do not like to miss it because skipping that class makes it harder for you to catch up on that particular course. So make sure you prioritize attending class and getting the most of them, especially your first lecture of that course. Number two, which is learn how to study. Yes, learn how to study. This is really important because nobody actually teaches you how to study. You have to know it, know the technique that works for you, and just follow by it. There are several ways on how to study. You can watch them on YouTube, just search for them. There are visual learning and writing, active learning. When I say reading and writing, I don't mean writing and copying back your notes. Yeah, it works for some people, but not everybody. So just try all of these methods and pick the one that works for you and just go by it. But always have it at the back of your mind that you are learning for four reasons, which I'll be listing. Number one, you're learning to know. Number two, you're learning to assimilate. Number three, you're learning to understand. And number four, you're learning to be able to put back what you have read in your own understanding. So if you are learning and then you're not doing any of this four, you're not getting any of this four, you need to go back, try different strategies or ways of learning, and just pick the one that works for you and just follow duly. The next point, consistency. Number three, consistency. As a student, you need to be consistent with your ways of reading. You need to be consistent with studying. And as a medical student, you need to be disciplined in consistency because it helps to create like a regular routine. It helps to retain knowledge and information over time, and it also gives you a sense of accomplishment. So make sure you are consistent with your way of studying. If you assimilate better in the morning, make sure you are sleeping early at night so you can wake up as early as possible to do your quick morning reading. And if you know that you study well at night, do not stress yourself during the day so you don't get tired and sleep early at night. Rest well during the day so at night you can have enough energy to study. And I want to chip this in. As a medical student, trust me, if you read for 1 hour 30 minutes or minimum 1 hour every day from the beginning of the semester, I'm not saying 2 weeks to exam, from the beginning of the semester, trust me, you will not have any problem. Yes, I say it with full chest. Every day for 1 hour. There are some days that your body would need rest, obviously, that aside, but if you have it at the back of your mind that every day you need to study for 1 hour and you follow duly by it, trust me, you won't have any problem. Yes, I say it with my full chest. Next point, which is your residual knowledge will help you a lot. Yes, I say this mostly because of medical students here. This goes back to you studying consistently. I want to buttress this. When I say study consistently, I don't mean, okay, if for instance you're reading a particular course and then you pick it up today to read the course and then you read like the first chapter, the next day you're taking that course, you are moving straight to the next chapter. No, you have to go back to that chapter you read, go back to it and see if you still understand and you can still, remember everything you have learned from that chapter. So that brings us back to this residual knowledge. And I say residual knowledge will help you a lot as a medical student because of your professional exam. The residual knowledge will help you a lot because as a medical student, you get to do 2 or 3 professional exams. And there is a particular part of that exam which they call viva or oral exam. And that aspect, you get to sit in front of your lecturers and they ask you oral questions. You are not writing anything. Instead, you are talking to them like an interview. And in this section of exam, you might be lucky, but most of the time, they don't ask you questions that you did in your 500 or 400 level. You are asked questions from way back. But this is where your residual knowledge will come in place. So this means when you are studying, you have to study to actually know, you have to study to assimilate, understand, and be able to jot down what you have read, be able to interpret it in your own understanding. The next point, which is failure is just a step on the path to grow. Failure is not the end of the world and would never be the end of life because failure is part of life. And personally, I feel it does not have to define you or define who you are or what you are going to be. And I also want to stress that learning from failure is a process. It takes time, especially when you're coming from a place where you have been acing, like way back. It takes time for you to process it and, accept it and learn from it. Speaking from experience, I think in my third year was when I had like my very first F. Oh my God, it was so devastating. I could not believe it because I've had no career and I said it that I'm not going to have any career, I'm not going to fail any course throughout my stay. But the moment I had that failure, it took me time for me to accept it, but I did. I had a receipt, and that was all. That was all for my career. But that was the last time I had it. What did I do? I picked myself. I learned from it. Even though there are sometimes you would write exams and you would know deep down in your heart that I'm not supposed to fail this course. Like I know I'm not supposed to fail. I know what I did. I know what I wrote. But you are saying F. You just have to pick yourself, learn from it, process it well, and then just pick yourself. Failure is not the end of the world and would never be. Failure is part of life and part of growth. And then the next point is follow your curriculum. Follow your course outline. Yes, follow it because your course outline is just like a map that guides you on the journey of your learning. It tells you what to focus on, it tells you what to ignore, it tells you what to expect, it tells you what to expand on. Yes, that is the work of your course outline. So you want to make sure you are following your course outline, you are following your curriculum that was given to you by your lecturer. And yes, I want to say this too. Don't buy textbook. Before you say medical students used to have textbook, calm down, calm down. Ditch buying textbook, and I'll tell you my reasons. Despite popular belief that as a medical student you need to own a library or own lots and loads of textbook, why buy this textbook if you won't study them, if you won't read them, if you won't read them pali to pali? Why? If you are opportune to be in a school that they provide you with all these textbooks in the library, go there, follow your course outline, use the textbook to study. It's meant to be a guide. Textbooks are meant to be a guide. And if you are the type that you assimilate well when you watch videos, instead of getting those textbooks, use your money to buy data. You can learn a lot from YouTube. Use your money to buy data and then watch these videos. Spend your money on data, watch videos and videos upon videos and videos until you understand. Because what is the point of textbook? To widen your knowledge, right? Use your money to buy data and use it to watch YouTube videos. If you have watched till this point, please don't forget to like, don't forget to share, drop comments, and if you have not subscribed, please do that now before you move on. And you must have been thinking the title says balancing med school and social life and your life, but I've been talking about school. Then, well, the next points, the remaining points are going to be focused on how to balance your life with your medical school. Collabo. So the next point is do other things outside medical school. Yes, I know medical school can be stressful, it can be time consuming, it can be so exhausting that you feel as if you have to direct all your attention to medical school. Well, I am here to tell you that you can do other things outside medical school and you should do other things outside medical school. You don't want to limit yourself to just medical school, especially if you are the type that you're already probably in your year 3, year 4, year 5, and you are already getting to know now that this is not what you want for yourself. You're already getting to know that you will most likely not practice. You want to make sure you're doing other things outside medical. You don't want to leave medical school after 7 years, and that is when you just start discovering what you want to be or the path you want to follow. Make sure you are doing other things outside medical school. Take note of your hobbies and your gift, your talent, and try to make the most out of it. Even if you are going to practice at the end of the day, make sure you are doing something fun outside medical school. Make sure you're hanging out with friends and families. You are doing something that makes you happy apart from doing a medical course. Just make sure you're doing something for fun. Learn something, learn a skill online, just something outside of medical school. Because you don't want to finish school and the only knowledge you have is knowledge about the human body, about diagnosis, about drugs, about bones, about you don't want that. So I am advising you, even if you're in medical school, even if you're in school, do something for fun, do something outside medical school. Make sure you are having fun with friends and family once in a while. Take note of your hobbies and your gifts and make the best out of it. Learn a skill, just learn something, making sure it is outside medical school. Next point is prioritize your mental well-being. Yes, mental well-being means you are eating healthy, you are spending time with friends and family, you are relaxing your mind, your soul, your spirit, and your body, you're relaxing your brain, you are trying to reset once in a while. Because sometimes in your year 4, year 5, year 6, it can get so tiring. You can get overwhelmed that you just don't want to do anything. And whenever you feel burnt out, make sure you are taking enough rest your mind, rest your brain, so that you don't get to a stage of mental and physical exhaustion. And this often happens when you have constantly worked yourself out, when you have stressed yourself so much and you are not giving yourself time to rest. And if you don't take breaks, it will lead to you being unproductive, lost interest in everything. So once in a while, take that break. Sometimes all you need is just a day off, you relaxing, watching your favorite movies, just taking a walk, just doing something that will reset your mind, your brain, and refresh you. And the last one, which I intentionally made it the last, but it is like without this, all of the things I've said might not get the best out of it. And it is no other point than pray to God. Some things cannot be assessed in the physical realm, it has to be in the spiritual realm. If you're a medical student, you understand me. I don't know for others, but for me, whenever I pray to God, like I have this inner peace, because medical school will stress you, it will test you mentally, it will test you emotionally, it will test you physically, it will test you financially. In the midst of all of this, you just need someone you can talk to, like build a personal relationship with God. So when you are praying, you know that you're actually talking to somebody and is actually listening, and then you can pour your heart, your worries, and everything And then you just have this peace. Like there's this peace. Whenever you pray, there is peace. Ask him for comfort, ask him for strength, ask him for wisdom, ask him for knowledge. After all, he's the giver of all of this. So just pray to God, build a personal relationship with him. So when you're talking to him, you know that somebody is actually listening to you. You know you're not alone in the journey, because you want to make sure that as you are taking care of the physical aspects, you are settling some things in the spiritual realm too. Because as a medical student, you cannot do medical course on your own. You fit meant. Don't be a medical student without God. So yes, we have come to the end of the video. I just want to say again, you are capable of achieving greatness. You are strong enough to overcome every and any obstacle. You are deserving of every success that comes your way. Don't ever doubt yourself or your abilities. You have got this. Keep pushing forward even when it seems tough. You're going to scale through. Keep going, and I know and I believe that you're going to do great things. So if you enjoyed this video and you feel as if it will benefit any of your friends, please do well to share with them. If you have siblings that are preparing to go to the university, or they are already in the university, probably in their year 1, their year 2, year 3, and so on, please make sure you share to them. And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, like, subscribe, drop a comment, and I will see you in my next video.